Okay, so we're doing a simple displacement reaction here. We've got lead nitrate, we've got potassium iodide, we're going to react them together and see what happens, okay? That doesn't usually happen. Stand back, everyone. It might kill us all. Doesn't even work.
Could I have a look, sir? What?
What can you see?
What am I looking at? Like, am I going? Looks old. When am I looking at? Like, what year is it? I wonder where this is. Is this in the same school? Is this a different school?
Can I have a go?
And here we are, guys, the wonderful singing ringing tree. Isn't it amazing? So bored.
I've already been here, sir.
I have no data.
Look at the views, though.
Sir, no, it's cold.
I can see my house from here. What's this?
While adjacent are the new premises for the fleet of municipal vehicles.
Whoa, wow.
The very latest in every phase of extraction, grading and washing that the furnaces are fed.
Holy moly.
Most of the area lies in the county of Lancashire, but its northeastern corner crosses the border into the West Riding of Yorkshire. It covers 67 square miles in all and embraces nearly 200,000 people.
That doesn't look like Burnley, I know. It looks sort of familiar. Maybe I need to go down there. Let's try this camera out then.
Examples of the area's building programme are the new police station and magistrates courts in Burnley.
That hasn't changed much. Where to next then? It's only a petrol station, surely hasn't changed.
Far-reaching and imaginative plans are already underway for the development of the municipalities.
Well, that's surprisingly a bus depot. Surely a street can't change. It looked so much simpler back then. There's more people too. Still looks like Manchester Road. At least some things stay the same over time.
We went to Nelson Town Centre to interview people to get their points of views on this generation and the next.
The bus station, that's changed, that's been moved, the railway station's been changed. But more or less the actual structure's been the exact same.
A lot of them miss the old generation to how it all has come to now.
I've been here 78 years.
So how was it then?
An old smoky mill town with loads of entertainment and pubs. And the Nelson Imperial Ballroom of the Stars, which had the Beatles, Rolling Stones.
Some were more hesitant than others. Some didn't want their face shown.
I think Nelson used to be better. There used to be more shops. I think it's okay, but I think they still need to develop a bit more.
Yeah, I think now obviously the way society is and the way kids are growing up nowadays, everything's changed so much. When I was growing up with the parents and how my upbringing was, culture played a heavy part, but I think how, kids are growing up nowadays, everything's so open.
What has changed in your lifetime in Nelson?
What has changed has been the people in this town. The town was bustling with trade. There were different shops. It was a beautiful town centre. Things were kept up to date. People would go out, communicate, socialise. It was an atmosphere that was bubbly. But over the years, Nelson has been becoming a little more quieter. I don't know why, but it is what it is.
Nelson's one of those towns, because you've got Burnley over there with stuff, you've got Colne over there with stuff, and Nelson sort of struggles because of that. And it's, again, when the Arndale was built, it would have been amazing, great, all swinging, look at all these shops, but with the way the world changes, small towns like Nelson, they find it hard to keep up.
As varying shops have failed in Nelson, other businesses have followed suit, because if you haven't got the footfall of people coming into Nelson to do shopping and banking, they don't do anything else.
Talking to the people on the street showed us that people have different opinions.
It was a mix of positives and negatives.
So for me, the ideal society and community would be, a variety of people from all walks of life, all just getting along really.
The people are lovely, really, really kind, lovely people in Nelson. There is still a real sense of community.
Come on, let's all get in it.
Today we are interviewing the people of the public to see and ask their opinions on the future of Burnley and Burnley now. Surprisingly, it's been a bit challenging, I won't lie.
What is your name?
Barbara.
Is it okay if we film you for this interview?
It is.
Do you believe Burnley will grow in size in the future?
No.
Do you think that it will be greener and more clean?
No.
Why do you think that?
Because people don't look after things these days.
That's a very fair point.
And they don't appreciate what they've got.
Do you think there will be better technology in the future?
Probably.
Thank you for your time. We got to see what people thought and how Burnley had changed, and how people who had been here since a certain time had seen Burnley change over time and how it adapted.
How it will develop, I haven't a clue on that one, because a lot of people, you sometimes wonder, everybody has a different idea about it. Some people will want this, this and this, and some will want something else. So no, honestly, I couldn't answer that one. It's about big enough. If it starts growing any more, it'll meld in with, say, Blackburn and Nelson and everything. It'll just meld into one big, like Manchester, one big place.
I thought we'd have more people, but we didn't. That we'd have more people to interview, but there weren't that many interested.
Of course it is, yes.
May I ask your name?
Adele.
Adele, that's right. What would you like to see in Burnley in the future?
I'd like to see more shops not closing. I'd like to see other businesses thriving. Yeah?
Do you think there'll be different kinds of buildings, like businesses in the future?
No, not many. No.
Do you think Burnley will be cleaner and more green?
I'd like to think so, but you're facing a task a bit, aren't you, really?
A lot of people had a negative feeling that people would become more digitalised and not social.
Everything's going technology, so we don't have the input to do it, you know, to get up and be more creative. Communication skills go down the drain. People don't talk because they text.
They were more thinking within like the first 10, 20 years we were thinking more of like 100 years into the future, if not further. We were thinking more like advancements in technology from like a very far perspective. They were more thinking about how Burnley would just change as a whole and if it'd grow bigger or not.
Yes, I do. I think a lot of projects being done. Yeah, it's going to grow bigger.
Do you think there'll be bigger businesses and less shops will try and close
No, I
down?
don't know about that one, because a lot of it's done online now. So whether there's going to be any big companies come in, that's another thing. I think it's going to be more like independent people who want to come in.
Do you think Burnley will become cleaner in the future?
I hope so. It's a long way to go, but I'm hoping it will do.
Do you think there'll be more greenery?
Yeah, yes, I do. Yeah, I think they've got things on the line.
Can you tell us how you think Burnley could be a better place in the future?
Better place. Basically, try to make more investment for what it is. It's a market town. You've got to get people in, small businesses, create a community, get things going, get people in, and it'll be a far better place, safer place to be.
Thank you for this.
Okay, thank you.
I think it showed us many people's views and perspectives on Burnley as a whole, and it's actually shown us like how we should try and develop it, and we should actually care for our future.
To bring you a picture of the North East Lancashire development area, to show its past achievements and the basis of its faith in the future, the Burnley and District Junior Chamber of Commerce have produced this film. We believe that after seeing the facilities available, the skill and versatility of its people, the beauty of its countryside, and the satisfaction of those who have already made it their home, you will regard the area as being fully capable of meeting the requirements of modern industry and commerce.
Urban Planners 2100. Please state your proposals.
I think we should add a huge skyscraper in the middle of Burnley. It's going to be tall and pointy.
I feel like we should add a green dome in the middle of the skyscraper at the bottom.
Good point.
Replace all like the park equipment and plant more flowers to make it more welcoming for children.
That's a pretty good point, but you see the canal over there?
We should add more, bridges and stuff. Public accessibility, so not many people have to go too far just to get to the other side.
Every point is very good, but I think we need more wind turbines along the field.
Thank you. Your proposals have been acknowledged.
This then is the North East Lancashire development area. Its people, warm, friendly and down to earth. Its municipal authorities, alert to the increasing needs of industry and the people. Its development authorities ready to offer every assistance for the establishment of further new undertakings. The area looks to the future with confidence.
We've seen what education was like 70 years ago in Sam Hanna's time. But what will education be like in another 70 years?
Camera rolling. Action.
How do you think we will be educated in the year 2100?
I think that technology will start to develop in the year 2100. I don't believe that we're going to have robot teachers or projectors that start to teach you, because they can't listen to the class and control the class and to ensure that everyone is accessing learning within there.
We don't know how you'll be educated, because the advancement of education itself, advancement of technology itself, is so far in the future there that we can't really predict how it will be, and nor should we in that sense.
So I think we are going to have more technology. Classes will be bigger, because our classes at the moment are getting bigger and bigger each year. But technology is going to aid learning a little bit more in the future, I think.
I think we'll be quite similarly educated as we are now, but I think it might be more technology based, so maybe involving computers more, mobile phones, things like that as we move forward.
I think we can learn from the past though. Clearly, if we look futuristic, in lockdown we all went online, and look how well that went. Okay, and people are still struggling with mental health issues as a direct result of that. And so clearly we might heed history, and possibly even with whatever technology we might be able to invent to make our lives easier, we might want to think about our history and learn from it.
Online learning can't actually be a person in front of you to be able to differentiate or be able to scaffold or change the question, explain it a different way. A computer can only do so much. So if a child does need something differentiating or does need something explained in a different way, they can't access learning.
Some people say that we'll all have a chip in our brains. Do you agree?
I disagree with this statement, just because obviously human rights and all the activist groups that we have out there, it may be an optional thing because of technology now. So I do believe that we might have, for example, a chip in your arm maybe, like we do for smartphones. Rather than a smartphone being there, you might have that projected, so your phone call might be there or your emails accessed. But I don't believe we're going to have chips in our brains, no.
I'm not sure that that would happen so soon as within the next 70 years or in 2100. Maybe it will be in developing, or maybe we'll have chips that do other things for us. But I'm not sure that it might be being developed. I'm not sure if that would be there yet. Talk to us about what subjects people will learn.
I do believe that different subjects are vital at the moment. I don't believe that the curriculum is modern for young individuals. It depends on the individual's interest and what they want to do, what they want to achieve when they're older. But that can always change throughout life as well.
I think they'll learn similar subjects, but maybe in a different format. So they might learn it using computers, or we might have to focus more on the computing side. We might have different subjects in terms of finances or things that move forward. Social media might be an interesting part of it as well as that develops.
Perhaps schools won't even exist in the year 2100.
I think schools should still operate in the future. I just think we need to have them smaller and let staff and pupils know each other a lot better and get a relationship together that betters their education rather than just building big things and sticking lots of people in them.
I would say they would exist because it's not that far away. So as we look back on 70 years ago, we wouldn't have still had schools, but I think they might be different. So maybe similar to how we have remote working now and people working from home and things like that, maybe we'll incorporate that into school life. So maybe we'd have some days at home or a shorter day where you do work on the computers or things like that.
I do hope that certain subjects will stand the test of time. Clearly my own, English, okay? Because it's a humane subject. It's a subject that deals with thought, okay? And if we look at, and I'm not a fond fan of Shakespeare, but if you do look at Shakespeare, he stood the test of time because he deals with the human condition, he deals with human beings. And as a result of that, his work lasts today, and we all still understand it, if we have a little bit of help from teachers sometimes.
But they seem to have pretty positive views about it, and I agree with them, to be honest. I like their opinions.
They're very sensible opinions. Because if you ask, like, in general, people will be like, oh, in the future things will be more developed, we'll have robots, blah blah blah. But like, when you get into like the nitty-gritty detail of it, you can actually see like people do have differing opinions. There isn't just like a wide blank view of what the future is going to be like, and no one is certain. It's all like something that we think like making up to like imagine about how the future is going to look like.
It's good to see what teachers think, because they'll know a lot about schools and more than anyone else, and they'll probably have like a guess on what it could be like in the future.
You know, it's kind of like crazy how everything is like changed from like the past.
And also how we keep most of the basic stuff around. It's really interesting.
Can I try something? I wonder what would happen if...
Whoa, where are we?
I have no idea. Kind of looks like a classroom.
Different somehow. It's very clean.
And a lot more futuristic.
There's still chairs to sit on.
There's a virtual board over there.
Seems like there's virtual headsets on the desks as well.
It's kind of similar, but in a strange way.
It looks similar, but it also looks different at the same time. Like things have partially changed.
How do I think I'd like it to be in the future? I'm not one for change. I would prefer it to be exactly the same as it always has been. Because certainly a subject like English is English. There is no change in how to use an apostrophe. There is no change in how to think about texts, okay? The human emotions that we express in texts are the same in Shakespeare's day as they are right now. And I'm not always sure that technology really can benefit as a whole lot in being able to develop that understanding, and that is what education is about, I would have thought.
Where is the past? Is it behind or in front? Above, below, to the side?
If you could go back in time, what would you change?
What do you think our future generations will be like?
Who do you consider family? What is the meaning of life? Do we think about the past too much?
We met with the Mums to Mums group to discuss the differences between their upbringing and our upbringing.
Going for a meal together showed us that a younger generation could bond with an older one.
We were surprised to find out how many common things we had with each other.
What would you change about your life?
What would I change? I'd have a good education, a career. I look after my health more better, and I'll just take life as it comes. I won't worry about the things that I used to worry about. What would you change about your life?
Well, I'd use less electronics because it's time consuming and you don't get to socialise anymore, and you don't have the freedom. So you can't really go out and just see your friends. It's all texts and calls and online. Even homework is online. And
what would you both say is life?
I think life is what you make of it. Life is how you make your pursue life. Life is full of like a roller coaster. You have your good days, you have your bad days. But it's the way you have, the way it's the way how you react to it. We hide every negativity and think positive about it.
I used to enjoy my school because we didn't have all this mobiles what you children have now. Because we used to look forward to going to school, meeting our friends, talking, sharing, and yeah. Do you enjoy your school?
Yeah, but there's some like ups and downs about it.
Oh, like what do you mean?
Like everything is like a competition to everyone, and like some people just can't have fun because other people have to destroy it because they be jealous.
Just be positive and carry on, move on, and don't look back and do what you think's right. And if you want to, you can always go to one of your teachers or talk to your parents. That might help.
I consider obviously my family as my family because they take care of me since I was born. They help me put food on my table, roof over my head. They try their best for me when I want something. They might be struggling, but they still might get it for me just to see me happy.
It's not just children. I think everybody's on social media. In my household, everybody's on social media apart from me. So we don't communicate, can't at all, honestly. The thing is, my kids have grown up. They're all working, so we don't have that time, family time. And when they come home, they've got a lot of pressure from work because they've got very, very important jobs to do. They're in the medical field, so they've got a lot of stress going.
The past make you strong.
I think past is your best friend. It never leaves you. It just walks along with you every day.
I think the past is beside you because you never really leave it. It's always with you. It is what makes our future. We live by our past mistakes, so we're always reliving them. So we never leave the past behind. It's always with you.
Back in the days, Desi mums faced a test, education, a dream they had to invest. Societal norms held them back, but their determination never did lack.
They overcome obstacles and challenges through day and night. Us young teenagers look up to you, Desi mums, as bright, shining lights. Growing up with freedom and space, the Desi mums didn't have that at our age.
Young girls shining bright, in their hearts a pure light. Their laughter so sweet, in their presence joy we meet. Girls of strength and grace, in their presence we find our place.
Women are strong and have lots of potential. From voices to strength to blossom and dignity. Desi mums are empowered with laughter, love and melody.
I really liked the history that we learned about Sam Hanna and the different things that have changed and that we kept the same. What I also really liked is the different opinions that we all had.
I enjoyed getting to know people that would normally not talk to. I liked learning more in depth about how to make films. It also helps building confidence because you're always talking on the camera. It gave me more confidence to do things outside. It just made me feel a bit more proud of myself.
I think it's got us thinking about some really interesting stuff.
I think it's shown us more about how Burnley has developed from the past, and I feel like the future will be bright for Burnley.